We should be proud of the accusation that over the past 2 years, this Congress has done less than most Congresses.
I mean, that is true. Congress has been pretty useless, which is why it has a very low approval rating. Today, outgoing Republican Representative Bob Good gave an absolutely insane speech to essentially cap off his time in Congress. So he started off his farewell address by stating he doesn't feel bad about not changing his voters' material conditions or getting things done for them because, he never said that he would. Let's watch.
As my time serving in this body on behalf of the citizens of Virginia's 5th District comes to a close, I leave with no regrets because I've done as I told them I would do when I asked them to trust me with their vote and their support. My ultimate desire, however, has been to please the Lord, being more concerned about offending him by what I don't say than I am about offending others by what I do say. I didn't run for Congress promising to bring the money back home, to deliver the earmarks or the pork projects. I didn't run promising to work across the aisle, to compromise or find common ground or to get things done.
Then why did you decide to be a lawmaker, you piece of crap? What are you like? Why? Why did you make why? So you can trade individual stocks and make a little bit of money so you can enrich yourself? Is that why you did it? These people loathe us. I hope our viewers understand that. John finds it funny. John's laughing.
It's amazing. It's literally like, I don't want to date myself or whatever, but him like putting quotation marks on something that you should say seriously without quotation marks is literally a Chris Farley SNL sketch from the 90s. Maybe some older viewers will remember that. But yeah, I mean, this guy, like, I love the nod to pretending to believe in God or whatever. Like, none of these people, they worship a gigantic pile of money possessed by the wealthy that they want the drippings from. That's all they worship. That's all that counts to them. And like everything about why they've been chosen by the wealthy, why they've been funded, why they've been sent there to delude working class people into, like cheering for their own continued economic subjugation. All of that makes sense. Except that like the fact that it works so well, they don't even have to pretend to be going there to fix problems for right wingers, however they might frame it. They just go there. No, I'm not gonna do, I shouldn't do anything. Government sucks and I'm gonna make sure of that. And lots of people are like, yeah, just stop the trans lawmakers from using the bathroom and I'm good. I don't get it.
It actually makes me so angry because think about how difficult it is. Like there are people out there who actually do want to run for office and serve their constituents and they want to actually work on behalf of the American people as public servants, but it's so incredibly difficult to do that. I mean, the system makes it more and more difficult because of how much money you need to run a campaign. It's a lot less expensive than running for president, but still, I mean, it's so hard to become a lawmaker. And when someone is voted into office, I mean, it's such I see it as a privilege, right? To actually make people's lives better. And here's this guy capping off his time in Congress by patting himself on the back for doing nothing for them. It's so gross. Now let's watch Good explain why he thinks that the less Congress does, the better.
Most of what we do here in Washington is bad, certainly unconstitutional, unjustified, and often downright harmful. Not to mention, we don't have the money. So the less we do, the better. In fact, we should be proud of the accusation that over the past 2 years, this Congress has done less than most Congresses. As Republicans, what should we have done more of that Biden and Schumer would agree to do? When I first ran for Congress in 2020, I presumed I would have the opportunity to serve with President Trump, help him build on the successes of his first term, and help him enact his second term agenda. Unfortunately, that has not been the case. And like most Republicans, my efforts have been, by extreme necessity, directed at fighting the Democrat agenda.
It really does seem like we have a ton of money when it comes to shelling it out for the defense industry and for wars abroad. The other thing is interesting comments about Donald Trump, especially since he endorsed Ron DeSantis over Trump in the Republican presidential primary this time around. But Good himself lost in his primary because Trump later retaliated and endorsed Good's primary opponent. So it's not like he's leaving Congress because that's what he wanted to do. He's leaving Congress because bitch got voted out. Anyway, but John,
then what's the point of the like trying to rewrite? Like I was super excited to serve President Trump, and no, that's not the way it worked out. And the next time he ran, I tried to knife him in the back, and it didn't work, and now I'm dead. What a weird life story. And for any conservatives watching, like I get, look, it is going to be hard to convince them that what he's saying, at least for the period that Joe Biden was in office, wasn't the right thing to do. They're gonna all think, well, yeah, obviously the Democrats are only gonna do crazy stuff, so you should stop it. It's totally cool for the government to accomplish literally nothing for 4 years or whatever. But like, you know that he doesn't just mean that for those 4 years. They barely did anything for Donald Trump's 4 years. And again, it makes 100% sense for a billionaire to pack our government with people who are like, everything's cool, we don't have to do anything. For those people, it is cool and we don't have to do anything. Billionaires don't got a lot of problems that they need the government to solve. They need the government to stop solving the problems they cause. So for regular MAGA people, yeah, it's cool for them to not have anything get done, but you have actual problems, right? Your family faces actual problems. How lazy of a government can your family afford for us to have? It's all well and good for the billionaires. I don't see how it serves your interests.
Also, look, not to tie everything back to what happened with the slaying of the United Healthcare CEO, Brian Thompson, but it amazes me that here you have a story of someone who gets gunned down in cold blood because of the, whatever frustration he's feeling over corporate America and the greed in the healthcare industry, whatever. Again, not justifying that. But the aftermath of that assassination has been celebration across the political spectrum because American constituents, voters, Americans are really frustrated with that broken system. And someone like Bob Good looks at that. He might be condemning those celebrating, but he doesn't have the intellectual curiosity. He doesn't care. That's more important, okay? He doesn't care at all about what's inspiring the celebratory nature that we're seeing online right now. And again, you can condemn that, and I do. Like, I don't think that we should celebrate murdering people, but at the same time, I understand where it's coming from. And people look at our government and some people think like, what good is our government? They're not gonna do anything to fix it. And that's a really scary system to live in.
Yeah.
Because if people think that they have no hope, yeah, some people are going to carry out acts of violence, and that's scary. But Bob Good couldn't care less.